What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and in today's video, Packers fans, we are going to traverse through a 3-round mock draft for the Green Bay Packers. Last week was a lot of fun, going through your mock drafts. That's an experiment we'll do again, but this week figured I'd get on it here and make my own. So we'll start at pick 25. No trades. We're going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback from Alabama. I think the trio of Terrion Arnold, Cooper DeJean, and Quinyon Mitchell are going to be out of the Packers' reach, which is really unfortunate, but I do think there will be opportunities to find corners in this draft. McKinstry would be a really nice one at pick 25. Not sure why the stock is sort of falling when you look at even, expert mock drafts, but anyway, 6'1", 196, that's unverified. We'll have those measurements at the combine, but I think when you look at Jeff Hafley, even if, the scheme is going to be a lot of middle field closed, right, that can constitute cover 3, that can constitute, of course, man coverage. I think McKinstry's giving you a versatile coverage skill set. He's improving in both press and in zone coverage. He's really, really good at man coverage. He's agile, fluid, has good speed, good in transition. And you see really effective catch point timing and ball production. 20 pass breakups and an interception in his last 2 seasons. And then, as most Alabama corners are, it seems nowadays, a really effective run defender and a really good tackler. Into the second round, going to pick 41, we're going to get Chris Jenkins, defensive lineman from Michigan. 6'3", 305 pounds, again, unverified. But this is a pick that really beefs up the defensive line, right? He hasn't really quite unlocked the ceiling as a pass rusher, although he can, show off some moves now and again. He's got a pretty nice spin move that he's broken out, and there's some finesse moves in there. But ultimately, what you're getting right away is a dominant run defender with really what feels like limitless power. He's going to be able to shed in the run game, and I think that's what the Packers defensive line is missing right now. But the athleticism I think you're going to see from him at the combine is going to show that there is untapped potential there, especially as a pass rusher, and that is really exciting to add to a Packers defense for sure. At pick 57, Christian Haynes, the guard from Connecticut. This one is probably exciting for a lot of people. Had a really nice Senior Bowl week, got better and better as the days went on. He has verified measurements. We're 6'2.5", and we're 318 pounds. That's a little bit on the heavier side for a Packers offensive lineman, but we've seen Sean Ryan be a pick there at 320, so this would still fall under kind of where the Green Bay Packers have often selected players. Obviously, the interior offensive line needs help. That's very clear. Center and guard, I think, could be upgraded, and there's got to be depth there as well. Haynes could step in right away. 3,318 snaps at right guard in his career at Connecticut. I think he's a really, really good player in both phases. You see him, constantly improving down in Mobile, shooting the hands, anchoring, right, latching on, good grip strength as a pass protector, and then you see the zone skills show up, right? Reach blocking, second-level landmarks, all of that is really, really good. And the scheme fit for this offense in Green Bay is about as seamless as you're going to get from a guard. And I think, Haynes, it was always a fun pick in mock drafts in the 3rd round, but right now you see that stock kind of soaring, and he is up there with, especially at least in the 2nd tier of interior offensive linemen in this draft class. Pick 88, we're going to go Audric Estime, the running back from Notre Dame. Maybe a running back that for some this is too early. We'll see how it shakes out. I know there's plenty of interest in Jonathan Brooks and Trey Benson. Those guys are probably going to have to be picked on day 2 as well. So Estime, another without verified measurements, 5'11", 227 is what he's listed at. It's really about finding that running mate for Aaron Jones in 2024, but also finding a long-term back that you can rely on. And I think Estime could be that guy. In 2023, 1,341 yards, 18 touchdowns, 64 missed tackles forced. For a bigger back, that's impressive, and 4.27 yards after contact per attempt. He's really powerful, right? He lowers the pads. He's got a good answer through contact, and he's got the burst to break off some big runs. You've seen him, with some house calls that maybe, you weren't expecting from a bigger back in Estime. And I think he's really nimble, too, between the tackles and of course, in space to make people miss. I think there is really something here that I think would complement Aaron Jones really well. And Estime has experience in both gap and zone running schemes, which I think is really, really important to have experience, but also be really, really good in kind of both designs. And I think Estime is really good at that. Rounding out the 3-round mock draft, Here's the surprise, I think. Dadrian Taylor Demerson, the safety from Texas Tech. You might think, whoa, pick 91, a safety I haven't heard of. It's possible. Again, others have heard of him to this point, but guy at the Shrine Bowl that I think really, really impressed throughout the week. He's 5'10", 189 pounds, a little bit on the lighter side, but we'll see if maybe he can add weight once he gets to the league. Obviously, the safety room is thin, right? Rudy Ford, Darnell Savage, free agents that are notable. Taylor Demerson had a pretty good 2023. He had 8 pressures and a sack, which is very fun, 4 interceptions and 4 pass breakups. I think he's pretty alignment versatile. I think the traits are there to be a single high safety, which, you don't find a lot of those. There are a few in this draft class. Taylor Demerson might be one of them. He had 485 snaps at free safety in 2023, also 202 in the slot. So that's another option, right? When you're looking at, okay, versatile defensive back, who could join the secondary, and Taylor Demerson definitely fits the bill. So there you have it, a little 3-round mock draft for the Packers there, addressing a lot of the needs, the secondary obviously highlighted, the trenches, and of course, grabbing another running back. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little 3-round mock draft. If you did, throw a like down there, subscribe if you're new. Let me hear what you thought of the mock draft in the comments as well. I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.